Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, we want to have a scene of discovering it, and most entrances to caves aren't that impressive looking from the outside.
Right.
It's just a small opening in the ground or whatever. So I don't see why we couldn't do that as the fuller scene. So yeah, so there's discouragement, and we can't find anything, and asking the elves, are there any other locations you know about? Because nothing you've shown us so far is any good.
Could Celeborn be the one to fall?
It's very un-elf-like.
Yeah, it is. It is. But like, I mean,
I know. Elves fall down too. They're not always walking around serenely and majestic.
there could be a like a rock slide or something.
Mm-hmm. I just would assume it would be the workers.
There could be, yeah, but like an unnamed person, it's going to be.
Yeah.
What we could do is that the dwarves can be. They could be like at this high point along the river, right? And the dwarves are checking the bedrock to make sure that it would be a good enough foundation. And when they're up there, right, essentially, and when they're up there, they cause a mudslide.
Okay.
That knocks Celeborn down into a crevice.
Right. Okay. Sure. That works.
Like the place that they found. Okay. The place they found kind of works. It's not great. It's not optimal.
Yeah. Right.
Like the approach is too
gradual.
Thank you. I couldn't think of the word that's the opposite of steep. The approach is too gradual.
Not steep enough.
Found a non-optimal site and are checking the foundation stone. This causes a mudslide, which throws Celeborn into a crevasse. I don't know the difference between a crevice and a crevasse. I imagine a crevasse is wider and deeper.
But, well, I mean, they have like crevasses and glaciers, right?
They have crevasses and all kinds of things.
Yeah. But yeah, wider and deeper, that works.
Okay. So that brings us to the fourth act. Yay.
Okay. All right, that's good. So what still needs to happen in this act is that Sauron has to make his deal with the spiders. We need to discover Menegroth. And Luthien has to do something.
Yeah. So.
And we have to finish up the frame story.
Okay. Scene 1. Well, the finishing up the frame, that's a tag.
Yes. Except I also kind of want our tag to go back to the Nullbar.
Okay, that's fine. We can, yes, that's fine.
We can put both those things in the tag. It can be a slightly longer tag.
Yes, that's fine. Varner is not here, so we can make it longer than 4 minutes.
Well, I don't think that's a good plan either, but.
Well, the bit where that's like a 2-minute bit. Like,
you're right.
Okay, so so the first scene of Act 4 should either be Sauron or Daeron. And I'm thinking Daeron because if we're going to give...
except I feel like Luthien's deal should be kind of at the end of everything.
Okay, so you want this to be not necessarily Daeron by himself, but Luthien and Daeron.
Right, because if the whole point at the beginning of the episode was Luthien needs to do something, if Daeron does it all and Luthien just sits there, that doesn't work. So they have to work together now for this final.
Okay, so then Sauron's encounter with Shelob.
Yes.
Okay.
So he puts up some kind of barrier that the spiders can't get through, which allows him to talk with them. And he recognizes their frustration is they're starving and they want food. And so he promises them a land that is rich and food is plentiful, and
yes,
it's not barren like where you live now. There's just rocks and nothing lives here. It's
yes.
much better, a much better place. So he kind of describes how it's really nice to be somewhere that is like where elves would live, and it's how it's terrible to be somewhere that's just rocky and barren and full of thorns and briars and Mordor. Like, so this is an early Sauron who hasn't gotten to the point of not caring if his land looks like where the spiders live.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that he necessarily likes Mordor.
Well, I mean, he made it though, so it's his choices went into it.
Well, yes, but I think
he doesn't care.
It's a means to an end.
Right. He doesn't care about that anymore by the time you get to.
That's true.
That's all I meant.
All right.
Here at this point, he can actually speak this way and not be strictly manipulative. Like he's not doing a con artist thing. He actually does think it's a beautiful land that he's going to take them to.
Yeah. The dwarves. So the second scene, the dwarves will rescue Celeborn.
Mm-hmm. And they take a light down with them into the hole underground because they're dwarves and they know how to do this. Of course, it's dark outside too, so they've been carrying lanterns the whole time because all these scenes take place at night, which I always forget.
Yes.
So yeah, the surveying team had lanterns and such.
Yes. It must be really hard to survey for a building. Well, I guess not, because you could just have a light and you use the light to measure.
Yeah. I mean, it's doable. It's totally doable. It's just no one would choose to work at night if they didn't have to.
Yes.
Okay, so they bring their lamps down when they go to rescue Celeborn, and at first their reaction is like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you hurt? So sorry, we didn't mean to accidentally drop a landslide on you."
Yeah.
And then they look up and see that there's no back to this cave.
Right.
And they get excited. The dwarves get super excited. Like Celeborn hasn't noticed what the attraction is here, but the dwarves get super excited, all get called down, and they all start exploring the cave, and it's just bigger and bigger as they move on with more light.
I'm thinking that the Shelob encounter, the rescue of Celeborn, and the early exploration of Menegroth, and the opening of Menegroth are long enough scenes between the three of them that we don't need a fourth scene for the fourth act.
I agree, and then that lets me have a longer tag. Woohoo!
Yes. I figured you'd like that. I had considered that part of it as well. Menegroth.
Yeah. So Luthien and Daeron could do whatever their performance is to open up Menegroth, and Daeron's song could have a reference to like banishing the darkness, because usually you would think if you go into a cave it's darker, but it's dark outside. The cave you can fill up with light all the way to the edges.
And his song does. And the song does.
Right. And that's the thing, is I want the song to do something impressive, so banishing the darkness out of the cave of Menegroth would be kind of awesome. And not like, Luthien just like patted you on the head and said, your songs are important too, Daeron, but they actually are just like for fun. Banishing the darkness would be a kind of a big deal.
Yes.
And I don't know what she's going to do for her dance, but as she goes to each new chamber, like it banishes the darkness from them too and just opens everything up. But yeah, that could all work.
Okay. And dwarves paid handsomely.
Right. Yeah, so now's where we see a chest of pearls.
Several chests of pearls. Probably.
Well, yes.
There's a lot of goods and services being exchanged here.
Agreed. Sorry. Well, I'm saying we have to pay Telkar and the weaponsmiths, and we also have to pay Norns, Belagost surveyors. And the elves insist on withholding 10% of the payment until the work is complete. Sorry. I mean, that totally does not happen in our story.
Yeah. So then we get the Feanor Fingolfin reconciliation post kinslaying.
Yeah, which results in Fingolfin breaking his sword. So it's not really a reconciliation so much as I denounce you.
That's, I don't know about denounce, but there should be clear issues going on there.
Right.
And then we get how, oh my goodness, my battery is running low. That's terrible. Good thing we're pretty much done. Yeah. Halbarad speaks to Hamilcar about Estelle and the forging of his manhood. I don't know. That sounds terrible, but yeah.
Basically, the kid's younger than you. Cut him some slack, is what it says. And
right.
It's your job to be a good example and build people up. And how can I have my son out there belittling someone for what he hasn't learned yet? Teach him that. If you're so embarrassed by him, you teach him. Kind of come back.
Yeah. But I think this is going to fall on deaf ears because Hamilcar is just thinking in his head the entire time, Estelle went behind my back and over my head. Bah!
Yeah, exactly.
This could be happening in like a public setting, like there's dinner happening.
Mm-hmm.
And while they're aside and nobody can hear them, Hamilcar can see Estelle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. That works. I like that.
Okay. Cool. That is a working outline for an episode.
Yeah, I think that's doable, and I'll probably have to go through and make sure we didn't drop any steps in the story development.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all of our stories, we were trying to do a gradual progression to a certain point, and we might have assumed that the viewer knew something that we didn't actually show them.
Yes. We might have gone a little too fast in a couple of areas. I think we're okay, though.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We got cut off there at the end, but definitely like and share the videos if you like and want to share them. Definitely subscribe if you haven't yet, and check out the links below so you can get more information on the SilmFilm Project, Signum University, Mythgard Academy / Institute, and Mythmove 5 coming up June 21st through the 24th. See you there, hopefully. Yeah. Good night.